Okay. What's going on, y'all? It's Des Nicole. That is Des with a Z, and you're listening to episode 9 of the OkaySis podcast. With me, we got a special guest, and my sis Mouse. Mouse, talk to him real quick.
You already know what it is. It's your girl Mouse. I'm back home, but that don't stop no show. We got the incomparable, the beautiful, the talented Miss Dazy Lyn. If y'all don't remember, we actually just did an artist spotlight on her most recent project, and LA Baby is in the house. Like, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, sis. Thank you for having me.
For sure,
And
for
I
sure.
appreciate
You
So
know we gonna
Daisy
have to
Lynn.
clip that.
yeah,
So we
I
like to do
appreciate
this
the love.
thing
Mhm.
for sure. We like to do this thing where we ask all of our special guests, like, who raised you when it comes to women in hip hop? Who would you consider your Mount Rushmore? Like, who did you grow up listening to? Who would you say you're most inspired by?
Lauren Hill. She takes the cake every time. It's Lauren Hill. That is one of my goats. Eve. I'm obsessed with Eve. I think
Shout out to
she's
Philly.
yeah, I think she's not talked about enough. Um, Foxy Brown. Foxy
Nice.
Brown.
New York
Like,
legend.
yeah, these three women here really did it for me. Lil Kim too, she had different like content and like the things that she talked about, but I liked her style. Her style is just unmatched. And the aggressiveness that I'm not sure if you've seen her, but she's very small,
Mhm.
and the way that she just transforms into this powerhouse when she's on stage is so crazy to me. So
I feel like she's
yeah,
like Lola Brooke small too. Like she's very, very
yes,
petite
Mm,
looking.
yes. Lola Brooks, yeah, she's so tiny with such a big voice. It really trips me out, and a big personality too.
Absolutely. So when it comes to your your most recent album, LA Baby, I felt this way, but it might just be because of the accent. It kind of gives New York as well when you're rapping, just the way you tell stories and the way you flow. Do you have any New York influence, even though you're like an LA baby?
I mean, I feel like I was heavily influenced by that culture in general. Because even though I was born and raised out here in LA, it still didn't stop me from tapping into what they had going on. I was listening to them both equally. So even though I was on my West Side shit with the Dog Pound and Ice Cube and Exhibit, or the list goes on, I was still listening to my folks in New York. But I don't have family out there. Like, my first time going over there was 4 years ago when I dropped my first song. So I've been
nice.
out there maybe about 3, 4 times now. And honestly, it feels like home. They show me love.
Yeah, that was
I
gonna be
find
my
a lot of
next question.
similarities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask how was it how did the crowd receive you when you do show your music? Because again, it sounds like it could be from that coast.
Man, they are just honestly, I'm not gonna lie, they show me more love than out here. I don't know what it is about the crowd out here. They're just like faded or something. So, they're like they're just watching, they're chilling. But out there it's like people get real hyped and they come talk to you and they're making noise in the crowd, they're active.
It's the rap
What do
mecca
you?
though. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
they want to
this
hear
is true.
bars out there in New York.
They
Yeah.
want to hear that hip hop for sure. Something
Yeah.
that I mentioned on the episode where we were highlighting you was obviously you can't be put in a box or anything, but an MC is definitely what I hear. MC all the way. How would you describe yourself as an artist?
I'd say I'm very vulnerable. I'd say that I like very dark beats, whether it's sad or like angry, makes you want to bark, like I'm obsessed with stuff like that. I'm very big into collaborations. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm an only child. So for me, rapping by myself on a track reminds me of being an only child. So I feel lonely. Like, fine, it's cool, but I much rather piggyback off someone else when they're done with their verse and I'm like, let me in, it's my turn, it's my, like, that's something that I always loved in hip hop, that camaraderie. So I kind of, go after that a lot. But they're always telling me you need your own songs. I say, all right, fine. But I love to collaborate.
I
I'd
love that
say
you said
that.
that because that was something that I was just thinking like you really hold your weight when it comes to your collaborations. Like you on a track with some heavyweights, just going back to back with them and literally like honestly walking them down. Rightfully so, it's your song. But at the same time, like it's like you're not shrinking because of who you might have on a track. And I love that. I really love that about your music.
Thank you so much. It's all inspired by the beat, and even when I hear someone else's verse, like it might be like, ooh, like the way that you just attack that makes me want to, do some
Go
shit too.
hard.
And yeah, so it's a feeling that music has always given me since I was very young, and I still have it with me to this day. So, I'd say that I'm very transparent in my music as well. I think that I'd like to give a message, but I also like to have fun. I'm very versatile. So I like that you said I can't be put in a box because I definitely don't want to be put in a box. Like at some point, I even want to dabble in reggaeton and
Yeah,
like even
that would be fire.
very, very like melodic music. You know what I mean? Like I want to dabble with it all as long as it really speaks to me. The beat, like the beat is what controls the situation. That's what gives me the direction that I'm going to take.
That's beautifully said. I feel like you really have to be very comfortable with who you are and your voice to be able to be like, oh, you're doing that. I want to hop on it, but not in a competitive way. And if it is competitive, I feel like it's coming from a sense of like healthy competition, not I want to do this or outdo you in this. It's just like, damn, like you're inspiring me to become better. So I love hearing.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what you do next. What's coming after
Yeah.
this? Since you're looking
Thank
to dabble
you.
in different things. Hell yeah, spoken
Thank
word. Have
you.
you done that?
I've never done spoken word, but you know what I've done like recently within like the last month, uh they've brought me beats that are very poetic and I've attacked them like I'm doing spoken word and they're crazy. Like all I got to say is my new shit is way better than my old shit. And it just sucks that I
See,
have to wait. It sucks, because I'm very strategic and I'm a little OCD, so I can't just throw shit out there. Like it's gotta um coexist with everything else. And for me there has to be a plan, and it's like uh I'm waiting, I'm waiting to pull the trigger because I don't just to act. There's always a plan and there's always a reason behind things. I'm very intentional. So at some point I will be releasing this music, but man, just wait on it. I'm so excited. Like I honestly, man, I don't even listen to music no more. I just put my shit while I'm driving.
hey, that's how you iron like sharpen your own skills, understanding like
Mm,
how you are as a rapper, just listening back and as a fan of rap yourself, hearing yourself from that frame of mind helps you grow, I feel honestly.
yeah.
Um, And speaking of like the production and stuff that you choose, I would love to hear you over like a jazzy type Coltrane sample type beat. I feel like with your storytelling abilities, the way that you
mm.
break your lyrics down, the way that you flow, you would sound really, really good over some jazzy ass shit. Have you ever dabbled in that type of production?
Yes, I have, and that's part of the new shit, and
Come
like
on.
I do recognize that because I feel like whenever I do something that's more emotional or a little on the softer side and I still come at it the way that I do, I feel like I get a really good response. as
Mhm.
opposed to like other stuff that I've done, you know, and I want to explore that a little more, you know, like I want to be more in touch with my feminine side as well, because I am very girly, you know, and I want to showcase that.
Yeah. Femininity can definitely be expressed in many different ways. And that's why I really love OkaySis, because it shows the variety, the diversity within the women culture of like, yes, it's hip hop is like mass dominated, but it's just like, I'm a woman, I'm gonna spit some shit and I can be this way with it. I could go this way with it. Like it could be expressed in tooth gems. It could be expressed in how I wear my hair. But when I
Duality.
speak, duality, yeah,
Reality.
yeah.
That's very interesting. Even the interview that I had this morning, you know, that's what the guy was talking to me about, you know, duality, how he notices that I embody that. And you know, I very much do, because as much as I claim to be light, I also carry darkness within me, and you know, I'm not a stranger to that, you know, and I do not claim to be an angel. I am definitely a villain in someone's story, but I am usually very well intentioned, you know, like I'm not a mean spirited person, you know, but hey, somebody out there has a story about me for sure.
Yeah,
I always say, if I'm a villain in your story, then I guess I'm the villain in your story. What did you do to make me the villain, though?
right.
Yeah, no,
That's
absolutely.
the
That's
part.
what I told him. You
Right.
see, you get it. You get it,
Yeah.
because I definitely don't do shit just to do shit. I'm always reacting, you know. So,
Reactive. Yep.
mhm.
I noticed, I'm glad we're actually touching on this because I did notice that spirituality was something that you don't hide from, whether that's in your music or in your visuals. Take us through a journey of when it comes to being intentional, when it comes to showing what you believe, how do you go about expressing that?
I honestly just tap into whatever it is that I'm feeling at the moment. Like a lot of the times I use my writing sessions to release something, you know. Maybe I'm going through something that's bothering me, and the moment I write about it and I look at the end product, I'm listening to it, I get really happy. It's like the emotion shifts from feeling sad or frustrated or angry to feeling happy and proud of myself, you know. So a lot of the times I'm just tapping into my real emotions, you know. It's I'm doing this in real time. There's nothing uh fake about this, you know, the way that I approach it. It's literally the beat. It's all the beat's fault. Whatever it is that comes out, blame it on the beat.
Blame it on the beat.
Hey,
Right.
shout out to them producers. Shout out to them
Yeah.
producers bringing out the
let's
best in
let's
you.
let's
Yeah,
go into that
absolutely.
then, since we're going into the beats and stuff. Who's your
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore producers? Because I know you got one.
Well, Dre is has always been at the top, you know. I've been listening to Dre my whole life, you know. So we got
West Coast
Dre.
legend for sure.
Yeah, we got Kanye West. My goodness. I think that man is a genius. Like, and his
Yeah.
story is just so relatable, you know, because the way that he just does not give up. I don't know if you guys saw his documentary, but I was
I haven't
hooked.
not.
The genius one?
Yeah,
I'm actually
I
have to
don't.
check that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think it was on Netflix. I mean,
Netflix.
if I watched it, it's because it was on Netflix. I don't have other channels, you know. So if I watched it, that means it was on Netflix. But yeah, he goes crazy. Um, Havoc, you know, Havoc is definitely a phenomenal producer, alchemist.
Of
At some
course.
point, you know, I would love to lock in with Alchemist as well.
Hey, you never know. Alchemists be out here and everybody,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
produces for a lot of
I
people. I didn't
yeah.
realize.
I've met him so many times, you know, but it's like it's just a matter of like really tapping in, you know, because you can
Mhm.
be introduced, but if they don't know why they're meeting you, it doesn't stick, You know, you have to leave an impression on someone. And the thing about me is I'm extremely patient. I'm not somebody
Mm,
that's desperate. I'm not like to me, everything comes when it comes. I don't get in the way of that. I don't try to rush anything. So, you know, when I see him, I say, "What's up?" And in my mind, I'm like, well, hopefully one day he'll actually recognize me and be like, ah, Daisy Lynn, you know, instead of just saying the polite hello, you know, because I'm pretty sure that's what it is. You know, every time I see him, I'm sure he's like, yeah, what up, you know? But at some point, it's gonna be I know who you are. I fuck with you. Let's work.
And the trajectory you're going on, I feel like that's going to be sooner than later. So, yeah,
God
for
bless.
sure.
Thank you. I receive.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Now, I do want to ask you one last question in regards to like I want to double back to the collaboration conversation we were having. Do you have any
Yeah.
like dream collabs that you would love to happen upon in the future?
You know what? I really fuck with Shoreline Mafia. I've been on this Shoreline Mafia tip for a minute. Like, you know how I said I don't really listen to music? They are definitely a duo that I listen to a lot as of lately, especially. And I'm just like, man, like I want to hop on some shit, you know, but they do different music than me, you know? So I'm just like, I gotta tap into that ratchet side. You know, but I fuck with OGZ and Phoenix is dope too. Let me see who else. You know, sometimes when you're on like on the spot, you're like, and then later on
Yeah.
you'll
It's
be
not
like,
until later
damn,
on you be like, dang, I can name
yeah,
about five
like
people
why
I
did
could
I
have
say
said.
this? Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, you know who I want to work with? Anybody that's giving it their all and is making noise and got some motion, because what I respect at the end of the day is people showing up. Like, I'll collaborate with somebody that doesn't have that many followers, but I like their sound and I
Mm,
like their work ethic. Like, I really don't like if someone reaches out and they want to collab and they haven't posted in months, or you know, like to me it's just like, ugh, like I'm already spreading myself thin here, you know, and you're asking me to step out again, you know, and you're not even giving it your all. Like that bothers me, you know. So I'm definitely big on just collaborating with people that really make this shit their life, you know, because I take this very seriously. So I want someone to match that.
That makes sense. Someone putting forth the work and the effort to want to actually push the music and also
yeah.
promote it,
Yeah.
because promoting online is a big thing and making sure that people actually receive it and listen to it
Yeah.
so y'all get
And that the
the
and that the visuals match too. You know what I'm saying? It's like all of it has to be a package. Like, yeah, you got to sound good, but can you make it look good? What's your quality looking like? You know, like all of these are very valid questions for me, especially moving forward, you know, because at this point, it's like I feel like I'm doing a lot, I'm working a lot, you know, so I want to make it count for myself too. Like I want to make it make sense. So I'm looking at all these things, you know. And there was something that I heard. I'm not sure, you know, how much truth there is to it, but they were saying that Eminem didn't charge for freestyles if he fucked with you. And I can relate, to be honest. Like if you're
that's
that
kind of
dope,
dope.
like if you're that dope to me, I want to work with you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And but
I
that's
love
the
that.
love music. You know, that's like for me it's like I could get paid to do something, but what if I don't really like it? I don't like that feeling. I really don't. Like
Yeah.
if I'm behind something, I want to be proud of it and I want to push it, and you know, I just want to be proud of it at the end of the day. So if I don't like something, it's really rare that I would take someone's money and still run with it.
Because it's not about that at the end of the day. It's like a
It gotta be
plus.
Mm-mm.
something I fuck with. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like I
Mm-hmm.
heard something similar about Kendrick Lamar. Like, he doesn't charge people for verses if he fucks with you for real. Like, I feel like
Oh,
that's like a love thing. Like, if I really rock with you, what would I charge you for? Like, yeah, I'm gonna get on your joint. We gonna rock this out together.
I did not
Kind of
know
like a
that.
different kind of.
Something new today.
Mm.
Yeah. Put that one
Kendrick
in
got
a
a lot
seed
of
of
free
thought for
verses
you.
out there.
Okay, Kendrick. That's one of my collaborating my dreams to collaborate with Kendrick.
Yeah,
Now
we need
that
that.
a Daisy Lynn Kendrick collab would go crazy because I can just only imagine, especially if y'all was over some like jazzy type production, y'all getting into
Yes.
y'all
Yes.
storytelling flow. Oh
The
man, that would be
storytelling bag, and once y'all get a concept, y'all run with it. Once y'all get a
listen.
concept, y'all run with it. It's just like, all right, bet we gonna talk about. All right, bet. Let me lock
Yeah,
in real quick.
for
So the
sure.
making of Daisy Lynn, though, the making, because obviously you obviously got what it takes, but in order to be great, it costs something. So we did see that you started off like security in an arena. You got your own salon. What made you pivot to embracing being an artist? Like, what made you be like, you know what? Hell yeah, let's do it.
It was a honestly straight up accident. Like I was just doing it as a hobby. I didn't expect it to be anything. To me, it was just like, you know what? I want to do it. I had gone to the jungle to do ayahuasca. I drank ayahuasca. When I came back, I came back
Let's
not giving a
Ayahuasca
go.
trip. It
yeah,
opened up your
I
You
path. Look
strike
at
me as
you.
somebody that's like not afraid of anything.
anything
Like
like
you're not afraid of anything,
nothing. You
and
know, I came
you'll
back.
wait for the best things.
Yeah, like I came back not giving a fuck. And, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me because at that point there are no rules. So I just
Mm-hmm.
created my own rules on my terms and I said, "You know what? I actually really like rap music and I always have and I think that everyone knows this about me anyway. So let me just pick a YouTube beat and I'm going to make a video to it on the roof, and that's exactly what I did. And it was just supposed to be a hobby, but the response that I got was
Mm,
that big that I said, hold on, there might be
I got to
something
keep
here.
going.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
And
something to this.
and the thing is, every single move that I've made since that day has gotten me closer to something. To what? I'm not sure, but every single time I have not been stagnant. Every verse that I've done has pushed me a little closer to here, put me in another room, put me in a room with a legend that I used to listen to. I got phone numbers in my book, my phone that I never thought I would have. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just validation from God at the end of the day to keep going. So I just keep doing it. I'm like, you know what? Yes, hair is a gift that I thank God for, because this is how I live. Like I'm able to eat and invest in myself because of the stuff that I do with hair. But music really does something for me. It gives me a feeling that I've never had. I've never felt fulfilled, with my life. I've never felt this much love, and it definitely occupies my mind in a healthy way because prior to it, I was obsessing over other things that really don't matter, and this obsession is very healthy for me. It keeps me from the bullshit. So I'm very invested in this and I'm happy to continue pursuing it. And I'll keep doing it as long as I'm still smiling. The moment I'm not smiling anymore, the moment it becomes like a job and I'm like dragging my feet going to the studio, I'm done with it because again, there are no
Pivot.
rules. Yeah.
And see, that right there lets me know that anything that you touch is going to excel, because you don't seem to have a fear of making the pivot, starting over from scratch, and building, and making sure you're putting your all into it. Like you said, you just decided one day to sit on the roof and do a freestyle, and it's just been up ever since, after an
Yeah.
ayahuasca trip, which means that ayahuasca just
Yeah.
opened up your path for you. And then
Oh
you started
yeah.
walking it, and then God been throwing blessings in your lap ever
Yeah.
since. So I love that for you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you for sharing that.
Like a lot of it has to do with closing doors. There's a lot of sacrifice too that comes with this. Like you said, sometimes you start doing something, and you said something earlier, and it made me think of sacrifice, where you said you exchanged something. I forget what you said, but I was thinking, like, I've sacrificed relationships, I've sacrificed like friendships, because I no longer have time, but it was worth it to me, because I'm really doing what I love to do at the end of the
Yeah.
day. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm also sober. So, I'm 7 years sober in June,
Yeah.
and I've said goodbye to a lot of things. I've had lots of endings in my life,
Mm,
not just with that, but I've said goodbye to so many people that I didn't want to say goodbye to. So I've faced change all throughout my life. Like, this has been a constant. Nothing has been permanent. Every single thing has been very temporary in my life. And at
yeah.
this point, I'm very used to it. So I think that that's a little bit of a superpower of mine,
Yeah.
because I'm not afraid to say goodbye. You know what I mean?
The art of detachment. And I
There
think
you
a lot
go.
of times people
Yeah.
aren't able to be open to all in what life and God has to offer, is because we clutch things a little too close. And it's just like, if you
Hmm.
keep clutching it, how are you going to be able to grasp the very thing that is actually meant for you? So it's
Yeah.
beautiful to hear and to see you talk about the art of detachment and letting go, because death, what's on the other side of that? Rebirth. And what
Yeah.
Hmm.
what else are we here for? To keep experiencing all of it, all of it. There's so
And if
much
you
to life. Like, go
Yeah.
ahead,
And if
Mouse.
you're thinking about clutching things, you also got to think about, if you clutch something too strongly and it's fragile, you're going to break it. So you have to let it go in
Ooh.
order for it to survive. Sometimes you have to let it go because it's something that's precious to you and you don't want to break it. It's hard to let go, and you have to find that healthy balance of being able to do that, walk away from something that you want so much in order to pivot into where you're supposed to go.
It stems from self-love and self-respect always, because
Mhm.
if you live there, it's so easy to walk away from things, because you value yourself so much more, and you understand life in a different way, where it'll take some time, but it's going to come. Your day, when you find it, when you don't cry about it no more, it's going to come. And
Mm.
these days it comes so much quicker. I'm telling you, man, stop resisting, because the more that you try to hold on to shit, the longer you boo-hoo-hooing, and i'm
Ooh,
just
talk
not
about it.
i'm I'm not into boo-hoo-hooing anymore. I
Right,
get I
right.
get over things so quickly sometimes. Like, man, I have like a 1 to 2 day turnaround now. Like, can't nobody break my heart.
Very strict
Like,
program.
yeah, like, I'm just like, you know what? No, I'm good.
Well, as we
No.
wrap up, I wanna ask this, and Mouse, if you have one more follow-up question after this too. But Dazy Lyn, what would you tell the Dazy Lyn that was on the rooftop that didn't know where that video was gonna take them? Like, what would you tell her today?
So, uh, I would say, that's a good question. I would say, do your research on this business shit on the music side, because it's very important. You don't want to catch up when once you're doing it. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're juggling a little too much. A lot of information's coming in. So I'd say learn some business and music, because if you're really trying to make some money, you need to have a good teacher. You need to have good people around you that can mentor you and just guide you in the right direction. And call day one. That's what I would say. Say, bitch, call day
Shout out
one.
to day one. Shout out to day
Hmm.
one.
Man,
Shout out to
that
day
is
one
my
for
dog.
sure.
Honestly, that is my angel in this shit. Like, and I'll never get tired of saying it. Like, the day that I found him, I found family in music.
I
Yeah.
love that. It's always a blessing to have the right people behind you. And my follow-up question would be like, to all the youth out there that's trying to follow the same path, what is the one thing that you would advise them of, aside from what you just said to young Dazy Lyn? What's another thing that you would give to the youth?
I would say, this is gonna sound harsh, but stay single. Because if you trying to do
That part.
this with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, bless your heart. Good luck to you. You're gonna have some problems. You are going to have some problems. Don't say I didn't warn you. Like, it's
That's a
Man,
very
gem and a half right
hard.
there.
It's very
no, for
hard to
real.
find someone that is going to not just support you, but not block your blessings, because people need reassurance a lot, and a lot of people are insecure. They need constant validation. And if you are truly invested in this shit, like, honestly, music really requires all.
Okay, y'all. So that answer was actually a lot longer, but unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties that cut Dazy Lyn's audio. So, Daisy, if you feel like dropping the rest of that answer in the comments, we would greatly appreciate it. But you guys got the meat and potatoes of it all. So,
As always, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all know where to find us, the OkaySis, on every platform. Make sure to tune into our episodes. Find us on Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff. And check out our last episode with Samara Sen's Detour album.